Right. No, no.
Yay! Alright, so really, all that was about for me is just a little wake-up call, because we all have been here 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours, 5 hours, and I know I needed a little wake-up call. So. Thank you.
Where's the seat? Why don't I?
Come over here. Girl, I need a tissue. So for those of you that I have yet to meet, my name is Alexa. I live in Ithaca, New York, and I am one of those consultants that's been with the business for 9 years. I've been with Pure Romance. So I just want to... What's that? No. Yeah. So one thing I just want to kind of see is longevity in the room. So who has been in the business up to a year? Everybody, just raise your hand. Up to a year. Keep your hands up.
What do you mean, like?
Up to a year. Just from now to a year. 0 to a year. Okay, cool. So put your hands down. Who has been in over a year up to 3 years? Awesome. All right. How about who's been in over 3 years? Over 4 years? 2. Steph?
4 years.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So the thing that I love the most about this company is the ability to change direction. Change whatever you're doing. So I wasn't like Jen Kelly. I didn't come out of the gate and say, damn, I can make 6 figures if I bust my hump for the next 2 years. No, that wasn't me. I was one of those people, I joined the business kind of by myself, didn't really have, you know, any kind of like upline or anything like that. So I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna do a party here and there, make a little bit of money, see how that goes, have some fun. So the first 2 years I literally did between like $15,000 and $22,000 in retail, which is, it's respectable. Had I known then what I learned maybe 3.5, close to 4 years in the business was, oh my God, you start building your team and things happen. It just happens. You're helping other women change their lives. They're improving their families, their livelihoods, whatever it is. But of course, you're also improving yours. You get to travel more, you get to do things, you get to meet all sorts of amazing women. So, little teeny tiny point of that short story is, and I loved it, I think it was Darren Hardy when who went to Vegas? All right, who went to Cincy? Woo! Who's going to Orlando? All right, I love it. We just got to get a little more hands up over on this side of the room. Little tip about going on these trips, especially Orlando, if you do have a family, fantastic. Bring them along. A lot of your trip can be a tax write-off. So where else can you go on vacation, get some knowledge, education, some training, and be able to submit a lot of those receipts to Uncle Sam? So think about that. Okay, so Darren Hardy, I believe it was him when he was speaking to us in Vegas, and he put the picture of the tortoise. That's me. This is my business. Since I started the business, it's like blip, 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 blip. We keep going a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And actually this year was kind of the year that I said, enough. Time to rock and roll. Instead of sponsoring, you know, when I first started, I've been, ever since the 4th year, the 3rd year, I've either been President's Club board or senior board. So I've stayed consistent in that way. But the most I've ever sponsored in a year is like 24, maybe 28, typically between the 20 and 24 range. That's crazy. I mean, that is just crazy. We could all be doing 60, like Jen showed us. We all know how to do it now. So I expect next time we're up here, we're gonna be like, how did you sponsor last month? And somebody's gonna go 5, 6, 2, 7, whatever it is, because the opportunity's out there. But for those of you that have been in the business more than 2 years, bless you. And maybe it's not quite exactly how you want it, just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Because when you stop moving forward, what's the difference between a successful consultant and an unsuccessful consultant? They quit. That is the only difference. Just keep moving forward. So we're going to talk about goals and motivation. And something else that I do want to talk about is our language. So I'm a big language person, conscious languaging, intention, setting your goals out there. And one thing that I've been actively changing in my vocabulary for years is taking out that word try. Makes me nuts. I think anybody that's here that's on my team, and I hear them say try, and I'm like, it's like nails on the chalkboard. Because to me, try means, I'm really not even gonna bother, so I'm just gonna throw out, I'm gonna try. Same thing as maybe, same thing, probably, definitely can't. There is no reason that any of us need to be using the word can't. And you know what, if you just look at some of these basic words that you use, and we use them on a daily basis, but really they're so self-defeating. They're not positive, they're not encouraging, they're not pushing us to a next level. Should, yeah, I should do that. No, I'm going to do that. I am doing that. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. Like I said, it's a conscious thing I have to think about all the time when I'm either doing my self-talk or coaching a teammate or just talking to anyone. It doesn't even have to be pure romance related. It's just things that we have to consciously think about. But how many times do we say, yeah, I was gonna go to that training, but no, just we can take the whole word but right out. And a little trick that I was taught not too long ago is really you can just exchange the word but for and. Almost 90% of the time you can. If you can't, just reword the sentence a little bit. So should, can't, try, but, never, always. Because when does something never happen? When does something always happen? It doesn't work like that. You know, that's just not life. Probably, maybe, someday. Someday's a killer. And I know recently there's been a lot of Facebook posts, someday isn't a day of the week. I love that. I've been catching that a lot lately, so that's pretty cool. And one thing that I'm going to show you, this is actually an actual video I want you to see. And it's just something to get you thinking. I'm sorry, it's not Channing. are goal driven. Like right now, you've got things written down. Okay, so, yeah, what's your name? You've got like the, yes.
Lisa.
Lisa. How do you keep track of your goals? Excellent. Who uses something different? Has something different? Right here?
Use a journal. Put pictures in a journal and write different goals and if they achieve them or change them.
So you do a paper journal? Cool. Anybody else have any other? Way in the back.
I write them down.
Daily? I like that. No, that's really cool. So for a lot of people, it's just a matter of not even writing them down. A lot of people just don't write them down. And I think that that's one of the main reasons people miss their goal. They miss their target. They might not even come close to their goal because if you're not really focused on it, you're not going to achieve it. And one thing that Chris said for everybody that was in Vegas, what did he say? If you think it, you better ink it. You better write those goals down. We learned a bunch of different ways. Pure Romance provides ways that we can go ahead and conquer our goals. So we're going to do a couple of those. And another thing that really resonated with me over the trip to Vegas was when Chris was talking about when a plane's taken off. What happens when a plane's taken off? Is it going, 3/4 throttle, half throttle, or is it going 100% full throttle? That thing is taken off. So who's doing 100% full throttle with their business? Anyone? Anybody want to?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, what is it? Push the throttle forward. Let's do that first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques, and we're going to talk about a couple of different techniques. But on the video, do you see when they were talking about pathways? Did you all see that? So our brains have created these little pathways. And these little pathways are really like our habits. And it's almost instinctual, and you don't even have to think about so many things that we do every day to day, every day. Perfect analogy, driving a car. When you're first learning, you have to learn everything about that car. You don't even know how to use the heat or wasn't air conditioning probably when I started driving. I don't know. But you didn't even know how to use the heat or anything like that. Now you hop in a car and it's like you don't even think about it, boom, off you go. Because your brain has created those pathways to teach you and to show you how to drive a car. It's the same thing with creating good habits. So how many of you consistently do either a power hour once or twice a week or something along those lines? Okay, so from Cindy?
Yeah.
All right, so when do you do yours?
Nowadays, between breastfeedings. I mean, I try to get them at least a few times a week, but it's normally at night.
Yeah.
Because the kids are asleep and, Brian's doing something else and I could focus on the business.
Yeah,
I don't
but
like it
that's
to be
okay.
at night, but, it's the only time I really get to myself.
Have you all learned about Power Hour? Goodness. Okay, yeah, every day, no. So Power Hour, I'm sure if you do a search on the coup, you can find more detail about it. But it's simply just, if you are working outside of the home full time, or, if you've got other demands that kind of monopolize your time, really it's just shutting yourself in a room that you enjoy being in. So, don't go someplace where you don't enjoy being, but just shutting yourself off from the rest of the family, the rest of the world, and just making those phone calls, whether it's to hostesses that you've got coming up, potential teammates, or actual teammates, and just kind of one solid hour, bing, bang, boom, going through those phone calls, touching base, hey, how's it going? You've got 5, 10, 15 girls on your team. You can knock out those phone calls, so you're calling at least over the course of the month, you're talking to everybody on the team, as well as your hostesses and any potential teammates. So they just call it Power Hour because it is empowering, because once you finish that Power Hour, you're like, bam, yeah, I did it. Give yourselves a little atta-girl pat on the back. That's what I do. And then I usually go and ask, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
Hey, what's for dinner? Okay. I do. How many of you are doing the 100 No challenge? Okay, we're just doing it now with our team. If any of you aren't doing it, I'm sure we can share documents between all of us team leaders so everybody can get it. But it's something that we just posted on our team page yesterday officially. We talked about it at our team meeting on Tuesday, posted officially about it. So many teammates are actually doing it, and it's like, yay, you know, they're getting some bookings, they're getting a lot of no's, but that's okay, that's the whole idea behind it. So if you haven't seen anything about it, ask your upline, you know, whatever it is, and somebody can get you information. You can contact me, I can get you information about it. Super fun challenge to do, and you can pick an accountability partner that's either on your team or not on your team to share it with. All right, so goals. We've all heard of SMART goals, right? SMART, the S stands for? Go ahead. Yes, specific. All right. M stands for?
Actionable.
Yes. A.
Achievable.
Yeah, actionable, achievable, same kind of difference. R. What'd you say?
Realistic.
Yep, relevant, realistic. And then T. Yeah, we have to keep track of our goals. If we're not keeping track of what's going on, if we're not specific, it's a pretty much guarantee it's not going to happen. And let me tell you, the first year that I sponsored 24 women, you know why I did it? And this is like the greatest thing any of you can do for yourselves. It's because, and I don't know, it's 24 is not great shakes when we have people that can really sponsor a ton. But for me, it was huge. But it's because I told Chris Ciccinelli that I was going to sponsor 24 people that year. So that is my challenge for all of you. The next time you see him, just go up to him and say, hey, here's one of my goals for this year. Because you're going to hold yourself to it knowing you said it to him. Or pick Cindy Faulkner, or Robin, or Jen, or Nicole. Just pick somebody that you're going to share that goal with. So that's an easy thing to do. And bless you. Creating good habits. So we're talking about those neuropaths again. They told us that it takes 300 repetitions to create new patterns in our brains. So that's a lot, but it can be done and it is achievable. I think as soon as you start shifting and creating new habits, it's definitely going to go ahead and just start, you know, help you keep the momentum going of those new habits. So, guilty pleasures. What do we have for guilty pleasures? Starbucks, all right. Ben and Jerry's. What else?
Bear Bradley.
Oh,
Sims.
what about time? Yeah. What about things that take time? How about those? We got Sims, Facebook, Netflix.
Oh, God, yeah.
Hey, I watch Netflix live. I'm pausing for phone calls.
Social media, period.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of time suckers. Social media is a big one. Can you all challenge yourselves over just the next 7 days? Just challenge yourselves for the next 7 days. Pick even 3 times a day that you're going to check your social media or your email. And just see, just try real hard. See, I said that again, just do it.
Yeah.
Just see what happens if you challenge yourself to only checking social media 3 times a day. You know, maybe in the morning, maybe mid-afternoon, then maybe in the evening. Something along those lines. See what happens if you actually do that. It's a little bit liberating. It feels pretty damn good the first time. It's a little nerve-wracking. It's like, oh, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? And the whole scheme said, nothing. Nothing. Because, well, yeah, what'd you have for lunch? What'd you have for dinner?
Some dub smash.
Some dub smash. So try to be really aware of what's going on with your time. That is our #1 asset that we all have. We all have the same amount of time, same amount of hours in the week. We're going to do a little multiplication and subtraction problem. So pull out your... Yes. This is reality, man. Pull out your phone. If you don't have your phone handy, somebody at the table can help you.
Don't touch my phone.
We only get to do it by hand.
And pull out your calendars.
What? I feel bad, but I was like,
My calendar in my phone.
I mean calculators. I didn't mean calendar.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're going to count one by one to see how many days you have left. No.
I opened it up and found out what I made off my party board.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. you're gonna multiply your age by 365.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Now.
That actually gives you your current age in days. Okay, now you're gonna subtract that number by 27,000.
Okay, now I need paper. Hold up.
Watch.
Okay, multiply your age by 365, and then hit the equals. And then hit the minus and subtract 27,375.
Wait, that didn't come out right.
27,000.
375. What do you have?
18,908.
Okay, Ashley has 18,980 days left. Jen, how many do you have?
Mine's like 17,000. I let her use my phone.
17,000. Robin? How many roughly?
Want to share?
I think I probably have less days than all of you here, so I got to get going. I'm like around 13,000. That's just a way to calculate how many days you have left on this earth.
I know, it's
And
not
that's
a
just
lot,
average lifespan. Oh,
I told them about it. They didn't have
The
any.
video, it's like this. I think it's like, I'm not gonna skip it.
After I have 18,000.
The guy takes like,
Yeah.
jelly,
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good one. So you all see that time is limited. We all have the same amount of hours in the day, the week, the month. But it's like, what are we going to do with our time? What's that? What?
Thanks for the rally.
Yeah, Chris did it, and I was just like, oh. My friend Christina had like 500 less than me, though, so it's like, damn. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all have a top 10 list right here. We are gonna do some activity here because I don't want these papers just to kind of get wadded up in your bags.
I didn't get there. I'm feeling a little
Oh,
unlost.
all right, you're right. You're gonna flip over one of those pieces of paper that you have, so it's blank, and you're just gonna write 1 through 10 on the blank side. You could have come and done it for me.
Or we're gonna write like
1 through 10.
5, 6, 7.
1 through 10.
THROE.
I could have printed these out, the machine would have stapled it for you.
Don't write the word through. Write action.
Actually, it happened last night on my party, and the stapling machine, the stapler didn't work. Yeah. So I did it by hand. Okay, so you've got your top 10 on there. I would love for you to just think of a big goal, big, that you can accomplish in 24 hours. Yeah. So it's really not huge, but because you're accomplishing it in 24 hours, it's a big goal. What's something that you can do in 24 hours?
Recruit at least one person.
It's gotta be big though.
You have to be able to accomplish it in 24 hours.
Oh, I can
Okay, number 2. Something that you would really, really be so thrilled to achieve that you can accomplish in 90 days. Dream big. You know, put some big old goals out there. 90? Nobody else can do it for us. And God, that sucks sometimes. Like sometimes I would love for somebody to come and take care of everything for me. It's not going to happen. So we are reliable to ourselves to get all of these goals taken care of, these dreams taken care of, because it's only going to create those better shifts in our own lives. Who's looking for a shift? Who is type A? How many type A'ers do we have here? Okay, I love that. So you can be type A and a squiggle at the same time?
Yeah. I'm almost like schizophrenic.
I was gonna say.
I'm almost schizophrenic.
Anti-fan, I'm like confused.
I'm almost schizophrenic.
Okay.
Borderline. I belong in a mental institution. It's not
I'm a squiggle.
Are you a squiggle? Okay, so the weekly rhythm register, this little document right here, this is something, I believe it was Darren Hardy, Darren Hardy that shared with us. This just got pure romancified. Ashley, did you do that? Was it you?
No, it's a friend of mine.
Okay, somebody on the team did this, which is pretty cool. They've got the little heart on there. So this is something that's for me because I am not type A at all. I am kind of a go with the flow kind of gal. Everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be fine, just keep moving forward. So this to me screams challenge. This is going to be a challenge, but a challenge that I am committed to taking. I started the keeping track of all of your expenses after Vegas, every single thing that I've been spending every day, and it's kind of like, it's not horrible, because I don't do Starbucks, and I don't do Dunkin's and things like that, but just, you know, pack of gum, extra gas, oh, you know, when I get a couple boiled eggs this morning from the store, because I didn't have any breakfast, and that's what they had there. It's like, all right, well, they're boiled eggs. So it's little things here and there. It adds up. So I have started that. That's something I'm staying true to. Tomorrow will be my 7th day, so I'm pretty excited. I haven't gone through and re-added everything up, but I'm pretty excited to see where I'm spending my money. So this is another thing that I decided that I was going to do, take home from Vegas and implement into my life because I know I need this kind of structure. Very, very simple. It's a weekly chart. So these are behaviors that you want, the first column, these are behaviors that you want to start bringing into your world, start incorporating into your either daily life or weekly life. So who can share something that they would like to start doing in their lives? Just anything.
Meditate. Making a daily to-do list so I'm not all over the place.
I'm gonna write that down. Daily to-do
What do I
list.
have to do? Oh, I forgot.
Right. And Clarissa, you said meditate?
Yeah.
Meditate. Anyone else? Working out. You guys are saying like everything that's on my list.
Yeah. Working out is fun.
Oh, good one. Yeah, really good. Any others? Okay, so you're just gonna write those behaviors here. And you can also put like power hour that we talked about, something like that can be in there. Or date night, you know, with your partner. Or it doesn't just have to be, you know, self things. It can be things that we really need to step out there and force ourselves to spend more time with the ones that we love. Sometimes we love this business so much. That's all we really want to do, is we want to be, you know, doing things, creating things for team meetings. We want to be talking to our hostesses. We want to be constantly doing these things for our businesses, which is great. But sometimes when you love it so much, your partner, your boyfriend, your husband, whoever, your kid could be sitting over here going, you know, there she is on the phone again. And that kind of sucks. So make sure you're carving out some time for your family. And then over here, you are going to see the achieved column, the goal column, and the net column. So what you're going to do is in the goal column, you're going to check, so say you said meditate and you want to meditate every other day for 15 minutes. So you'll check Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. At the end of the week, your goal is 4 meditation days. And then in the achieved, you're going to write what you actually did. So did you do it 4 times, or did you do it 1 time on Monday morning? Right? Because, oh yeah, it's Monday, I'm going to meditate.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the week is all gone. So then you're going to do some math, and you're going to be at a -1 for the meditation day because you wanted to do it 4 times. We're going to say you did it 3. So that you're -1. So at the end of the week, you're going to do some math this way as well. So the achieved column, you're going to add up all the things that you did achieve. You're already going to have your goals all added up, how many times you want to do each of these different things. Is that all making sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And then at the end of the week, you're going to look and you're going to say, oh, you know, I'm -18. I got some things to work on. Or I'm -6. I got some things to work on. But the great thing about this is you're also going to see the things that you did do. So it's not just kind of like a negative punishment of the things that you didn't do. It's gonna be, what are the things that you did do?
I like that, it's like being accountable for your
Yeah.
actions.
I like the check mark part. My type A likes to check mark.
Yeah.
And I do, I am so not type A, but I do need that check mark because it feels good.
Yeah. Check marks are the
Writing
bomb.
down if I've already done it.
Wait a second.
Yep.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Oh, type A, Robin or Jen, do you care to describe your personalities?
Oh, it's type A.
Yeah, the question is in the back.
Control freak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super motivated, get stuff done, talk, do or not a talker.
Slightly neurotic.
Yeah.
Who said slightly?
Yeah, right?
And
Not allowed.
But we love our type A's. They're the ones that help us get shit done. Love it.
We need y'all.
How many of you with your teams have done the personality quiz, Connie Podesta's personality quiz? Squiggles, squares, shapes. So that's a fun thing. Mention it to your teams and just do it at a team meeting. It's super fun, it's easy, but it's really good to get to learn and understand. I'm like a circle squiggle with a little bit of sharp edges. Just a little.
Yeah.
So it's, it's kind of weird.
At team meetings, your squares and everything will help keep your squiggles on track.
Yes, yes. Love my squares and squiggles. Okay. Okay, so one thing that I love about goals and I love about intention setting, how many of you get excited when you think about achieving a goal or achieving a dream?
I do.
How many? I want to see all the hands that are excited when they think about, yes, when I do this, this is going to be so freaking awesome. I love it because those are the goals that you should be going for. So that means you are stretching yourself a little bit further than you might normally stretch yourself. You should be excited about your dreams. You should, like I know, I'll be driving down the road sometimes, and sometimes I just get like so, excuse me, happy when I think about, when I think about my goals and where I'm going, but not even just that, my team and where they're going. Because we've all seen it. How many of us were extremely shy or, just kind of like very, very reserved when we started? Yeah. I know, Jana over there. But what happens, any of these women that are kind of shy when they first start, what happens is they get integrated into the team and they start coming to the team meetings, show up to go up like we all do, and then they start teaching at the classes and they start sharing things at the classes, and that's when you really, it's like as a sponsor you see that stuff, and that like makes my heart just want to like completely like poof out of my chest. It's like, look at that girl, oh she rocks. So take that initiative, set those big, huge goals. Big dreams, big goals, go ahead and set them. Put them in ink. Vision boards, fantastic. Journal was mentioned earlier, that's fantastic, but make sure it's something that you're seeing every day. And another little potty mouth thing, too. Every now and again, do y'all get like in the dumps? Just kind of like a little pity party. I might get myself in. It's like, oh my God, Alexa, you totally sucked at that, blah, blah, blah. Another thing that I do, and I'm not going to use the whole scenario, but I go in the bathroom, and I'll be like, you are Alexa Varricchio. You got this shit. And write yourself little notes on your mirrors. Write yourself notes on the mirrors. Write your partner's notes on the mirror. I'll see you later. There's so many different things that we can do to help naturally motivate us to do the things that maybe aren't the most fun things that we need to do with this business. There are some things that aren't the most fun things to do. But carry yourself over to that next fun thing. That trip to Orlando, that trip to Chicago. Who's going to Chicago? Or who took the cash or Chicago? Woo! Everybody's all quiet. That's awesome. Now, those of you that are going to Chicago, did you set that goal? Did you see that trip and say, yes, that is mine?
I'm a thermometer person, so when they tell you what you need to hit, I like cross it out and then keep pulling.
Do any of you team leaders have a fat head thermometer? I I just got one.
What's a fat
I made my own instead of, I made my own instead of buying it.
Is it
Yeah.
white?
Oh, is it one of the things that go on the wall?
All right, so fat heads are sports, mostly sports figures. Oh, you know,
Yeah.
pictures that
Yeah,
are
really
up on the wall. Oh, you know, all that
Oh.
stuff. So this is just actually a big thermometer. It's just like a whiteboard material. Dry erase, thank you. So create your own. Get one through Groupon where it's like $6 with shipping. Whatever you need to do. Everybody should have some
That's a
kind
time
of tracker. What's that?
That's a time sucker, Groupon.
You know what? I don't look at it unless I'm specifically looking for something. If there's something I know I'm gonna buy, that's when I'll go ahead and get my Groupon.
Yeah. So she has to hide that.
And another thing is just our state of mind. State of mind. When we change the way we think about and look at an issue, the issue literally changes. Who remembers the story pretty clearly about the guy about ready to divorce his wife? And Darren said, what's that? Yes. Do you want to stand up and share that?
I listen to Darren Hardy speak like every day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What's your name?
Victoria.
All right, thanks, Victoria.
Just a story about the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Darren Hardy was saying that he had this friend and he was complaining about his wife and like, how annoying she's been. He's getting looked around. He's like, dude, you're an idiot. Your wife's kind of amazing. You're really lucky she married you. I really do something for me. He goes, every day he goes, in practice, just write something that you really like about your wife. Like find something that you appreciate about her. He goes, okay, he goes, do it for like 90 days. So 2 weeks later, that guy took action. He said, dude, you don't believe it? She's changed. Yeah, like you said, when you look for the things that are going right, that's what you see. But when you're looking for the negative, that's what you see. So he's seeing his wife in a new light, so the relationship changes. Now he's seeing her for all the good and wonderful things that he has done for her.
That's awesome.
I love that. And it's so true. We do that. If we're focused on the negative and what's going to go wrong, sure enough, you're going to see it. Just like if I say, you know what, I bet none of you are going to see a red car on the way home. You guys are going to see a zillion red cars. That's all you're going to see. Oh, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. Because that little like seed, that little thought is planted in your head. How many of you have actually done that before? With other people?
No, but I'm gonna start.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you see. So when you plant those little seeds, that's all you see. So you can do it in a positive manner as well. It doesn't have to be just a car. You know, it can just be anything at all. Anything that's positive that comes your way. A couple other little things that I want to share with you is the YouTube video. So there's tons of motivational things out there on the internet that are free. YouTube video, Famous Failures. That's the one that has, you know, Michael Jordan and all of these other amazing people. Think about it. If Michael Jordan would have quit when he didn't make his high school basketball team, could you imagine? You know, if he got knocked down enough from that rejection to not move forward, that's all of us. We're all going to have rejection. We're all going to have little knockdowns, but what do you got to do? Get back up. Move forward. Call a sister when you need support. It doesn't have to be your upline. It doesn't have to be somebody that's in your immediate team. The way I look at it, you know, we are all part of the same team, and when we're all successful, we're all successful. Because then everybody's hearing great things about Pure Romance. Do you know about Pure Romance? Yes, yes I do. How awesome will that be when pretty much everybody you ask, do you know about Pure Romance? Oh, yes, yes, I love it. Just like with Mary Kay, everybody knows about Mary Kay. Right? Everybody knows Mary Kay, everybody knows Pampered Chef. I would say a quarter of the people in the Northeast, maybe a quarter, eighth maybe, know about Pure Romance. So we got a lot of growing to do up here. I mean, just kind of think about it. When you go out and ask people or talk to people, oh, you know, I'm with Pure Romance. And then they're like, oh, what's that? That happens all the time. It still happens all the time. Even though we are growing, we still have so much more room to grow. 100 No's Challenge, we talked about that. So I definitely encourage all of you to participate in that. If you do it, shoot me an email. Let me know how it's going. I would love to hear. Do you have any questions? I think I'm pretty much covered. Janet, do you have any questions?
Never.
Anybody have any questions? Awesome. I got